Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. So as you can see, this is not an officer involved shooting video. It's a police fatal pursuit. But I promise you, there is some good content in this video. Just trust me on that one. You want to watch this one. All right, here we go. I will, since this is a 20-minute long video to begin with, I'll let this play and I will pause intermittently here and there to do the talking versus let it play all the way through and then go back. That way I can make it not a shorter video, but make it to where it's not going to be extremely long. So pay attention to this right here. They're responding to a call reporting an unresponsive man inside a vehicle. They're at a traffic light, and you would be surprised about how many times people who are intoxicated, whether on alcohol or drugs, get in their vehicle, drive around, come to a stop at like a red light or even a stop sign, and then pass out. So as you can see, this car is parked at the red light and the dude in it has passed out. Happens a lot, more than what you would think. Not really sure what the whole getting the cell phone out and appear to be taking photos. I don't understand what's going on with that. I can only assume that they're doing so for personal reasons. I mean, they got body cam footage on. I don't think they're necessarily taking evidence photographs. I get it, you come across funny stuff here and there, and you're like, I want to snap a picture of that. But being fresh on the scene like that, just getting there, I don't think that's the best time to be getting the phone out and taking a photograph, because as you watch this, you're going to find something out that will make you think or say, hey, that probably wasn't a good idea for them to just approach this vehicle and then just start whipping the cell phones out and taking photos without, first thoroughly looking around.
You get photos. Yeah, that's funny.
Drop the volume on that some. The way they're parked is interesting. I don't get why they're parked like that.
Still in drive. I'm trying to get the picture now.
First
still in drive. See a gun in on his lap. What? See a butt of a gun on his lap.
Alright, so she has noticed the butt of a gun in his lap. And now it's like, oh, let's put the cell phone away and get a gun out. Okay, so that looks like to be a taser drop leg. That's still excessively long. Like, there's no reason for a drop leg to be that low.
Preparing it for 10 miles slow. Actually, go.
You want to use a baton?
Wow.
So my first thoughts when watching this is there's 3 of them. So one of them has to be driving another car. And my thinking process is that they should go ahead and attempt to box this vehicle in so that in the event this person wakes up, it makes it more difficult for them to take off. So they could have went and got the other vehicle, pulled it up to the front of that car, bumper to bumper, and then this vehicle in the rear pull in straight on behind it, bumper to bumper, and then get out and do what they would want to do to gain access to the inside of that vehicle. And after positioning the vehicles bumper to bumper on both ends, getting stop sticks out and putting them under their wheels, and then making all the noise. Because as it is right now, if they start making noise on this guy, there's a pretty good chance he's going to wake up and take off. Alright, someone with the right mindset. This guy heard that there was a gun, and boom, he is getting out with a rifle. He has the correct tool right now. Of course, these other officers up front, they're right here with it. They're not going to be able to leave, go all the way back to the car, get their rifles, and then come back. Someone has to stay up here and maintain visual on this person. So no blame there. But this guy, he gets there, he gets a rifle out. That is what you want when a person has a deadly physical weapon. You want a long gun, whether a rifle or shotgun. Doesn't matter. But you want a long gun because long guns are more accurate and the terminal ballistics are better. They can more rapidly stop the threat. They can more rapidly cause physical incapacitation. Fast forward it. Because they sit there for a while. They're waiting for
12, yeah.
They're waiting for other people to show up.
Or restricted air on those priorities. Wanted you on scene, checking your welfare. He's got the gun in his hand. What's all set on here? Sean, block that side of the road. Don't let anybody over. Police!
Alright, so now they're deciding to make noise. We got one car kind of parked to the front and a car to the back, but they are not bumper to bumper. when you're wanting to block a car in, the best way to do it is bumper to bumper. Make the bumpers kiss. When you do that, you take away that person's ability to gain a purchase point. If they are able to have some distance between bumpers, they can maneuver themselves to get a good angle and momentum and ram their way out of that. They can get up momentum and move the other vehicle out of the way. So the idea is to take away their ability to maneuver and gain any kind of speed or momentum. So bumper to bumper is the best thing to do. But unfortunately, we don't see them do that.
Don't move! Put your hands up! Let me see your hands up! Police! Let me see your hands! Hands up! Police! Oh, let me see your hands! Keep your hands up! Keep your hands up! Hands up! Police! Hands up! Keep your right hand up! Watch that right hand. Go ahead. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. What? Put your hands up! Unlock the door, put your hands on the steering wheel. No. It's your turn, Ted. It's in the car. Let me see your hands. Put it in drive. Put it in drive. Police. Hey, move that car.
So obviously he is meaning for him to put it in park.
All right, let's wake them up. Guy, police! Don't move! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Let me see your hands! Hands up, police! Oh, let me see your hands! Keep your hands up! Keep your hand up! Hands up!
You know, another thing I was thinking about, all these bright lights they've been shining into this car up until this moment, and the guy had never woke up. If they had a lockpit kit, vehicle lockout kit in their car, they could have utilized that on one of the doors to gain entry into the car. It wasn't until the very loud knocking on the windows with the lights that this guy woke up. Before that, he had super bright lights being shined into the car at him, and it didn't affect him. It didn't wake him up at all. So I think it's plausible that a vehicle lockout kit could have been used to open the door from like the passenger side, and then they could have went from there.
Police, hands up!
Keep your right hand up!
Watch my right hand.
And then put the gun down. Put the gun down. What? Put the gun down.
Unlock the door, put your hands on the steering wheel. No, no.
So I couldn't see very well through that dark tint and the reflection. The officer saying put the gun down, but we don't see the officer with his gun pointed at the suspect. So if this guy has a gun in his hand, this officer needs to have his gun pointed at him.
Unlock the door, put your hands on the steering wheel.
No,
Whoa, no.
no.
Have you already run the tag?
It's in the car.
Just stand there.
Put it in drive.
No.
Put it in drive. Police.
Hey,
Hey, move that car up here.
Put the car against us. Put the car.
hey, let me see your head. Let me see your head.
You got soft strips?
Please put your hands up.
Open the door! Open the door!
Put your hands up.
Put your hands.
Back this up some.
Put your hands up.
So it looks like he probably stopped at the dry cleaners before shift, picked up some uniforms, and all that stuff's laying on top of critical gear. So, you know, I get it. You know, if you work second shift, which I think this is probably what this officer's doing, you don't have a whole lot of time to be able to do stuff. I always hated second shift. I hated the hours for second shift. Never was a big fan of those hours. It's either day shift or night shift for me. So I get, you know, him wanting to maximize his time and just go to the dry cleaners either before his shift starts or during his shift before the dry cleaners close, and then have that stuff on the way back, because when he'd be getting off work, it would be early in the morning and or late at night, and he would not have the opportunity to go to the dry cleaners afterwards. Unlike first shift people, you know, that once they get off work, they can go to the dry cleaners, pick their stuff up after work, and then take that stuff home and not have to worry about a bunch of unnecessary stuff laying on top of critical gear. So he has to dig this spike strip sit out, and then he lays it down, and it seems like because he has a flashlight in his hand, he's trying to hang on to the reel of this, that it's kind of being jumbled, and he's fumbling with it some.
Put your hands up.
It looks like the wheel catches it and then throws it forward, or throws it out of the way. These officers standing right here where they were, this guy right here, this was the worst possible place for him to be standing. If this guy threw it in reverse, he could have gotten lucky and got his vehicle dislodged, and then wham, ran this guy over. So you don't want to be in a vehicle's path, either to the front or to the rear. A safer place to stand would be off to the side somewhere. This vehicle is not going to miraculously turn its wheels completely this direction and then drive sideways and drive you over. That's just, it's not going to happen. it's either going to go backwards or forward. So the safe place to stand is off to the side of it. Keep in mind, they've seen a gun with this guy, and so him getting all super close up to this driver's side door with the stop sticks, I don't know if he had any good lethal cover off to his side. We see this guy standing right here, but I don't know if there was anyone off to the side over here. It would have been nice if there was someone off to the side over here. I think they would have been able to provide the best amount of lethal cover. If there was someone on this side, and even him being on this side, and this guy starts shooting, well, these guys are over here, so that's going to be creating a crossfire issue, and they could fire and bullets go through the car and hit this officer or other officers over here. So during things like this, when you've got the ability to kind of sit back and make some plans, I think it's a good thing to identify what side is everyone going to be on, so that crossfire can be avoided. We see this area over here seems to be a decent backdrop. We see what looks like a divider. I don't know if this is a concrete kind of fence or brick fence. Don't know what this is, but this seems like this back here could be a good backdrop. We know behind this officer is open roadway. Vehicles were driving by it. So I think putting everyone over on this side would be a good option. That way, if they had the fire, rounds will be going into this over here and terminating right there. So it didn't look like he had anybody off to his side. He had this guy back here, but he wasn't going to do anything. And remember, I talked about crossfire earlier. So where he's standing at, right in here, those guys over there, they started shooting. He would have been in the backdrop, and vice versa.
Get 60 1D to 270 Black Infinity.
Subject going for the hand up. Correct. Armed with handgun, rammed cruisers, and his DUI at 519.
That rattling you hear is probably his laptop mount. Sometimes those things get a little bit loose and they rattle. Sometimes when I'm driving down the road, mine will get super annoying with this rattling noise.
Northbound 270 passing Montrose. Direct, requesting helicopter at 520.
Hey, no, get rid of the tag. We're approaching Montgomery Ave.
Approaching Montgomery Ave.
Virginia.
I don't know why they would redact the plate. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Last calls. Lane 2.
They're behind us, real take off.
All right. So let's back that up. It happens quick. So he flips that vehicle, goes out of control. Pay attention to the roadway here. See if you can see something. So this dude got ejected out of his own vehicle. So that was him flying in the road right here, and then you see them put the blur box over his body. So let's replay it. Pay attention to the roadway right here. Boom, there he is. Alright, it gets better. You're about to see a different angle here in a second. Alright, so I'll skip forward because this right here is unimportant. Get to the meat and potatoes. Bingo.
Crash. Bail up. Bail up.
So that dude became a speed bump.
Bail up. Crash. Let me see your fucking ass.
I don't think that he's going to be showing his hands.
Let me see your fucking hands. Let me see your fucking hands. Let me see your hands. Oh, he eject. 8 over 2. We're going to be southbound 270.
Oh, that gets better. Watch this.
8 over 2. We're going to be eject. Let me see your hands.
So this dude had no idea that he ejected. So he's like running up to the car, yelling, "Show me your hands, show me your hands." Realizes, hey, this car is empty. And then realizes the dude laying in the road.
Oh, he eject. 8 over 2. We're going to be...
Here comes... Yeah, hold on. Just watch. Pay attention to his gun.
Right before... Southbound 270. Right before...
He uses his weapon-mounted light to shine at the oncoming vehicles, using his weapon-mounted light to shine at other people. He's pointing his gun at other people. Weapon-mounted lights are not utility lights. You don't use them like that. Weapon-mounted lights are for being able to positively identify your target and to help you shoot your gun at night. It is not used for signaling purposes like that. That is a big no-no. I only hope that this dude was disciplined for this. That is a very egregious thing to be doing. I know I've laughed at it. It's not really something to be laughing at, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit! Like, what the hell was this guy thinking? Yeah, don't ever point your gun like that when it has a light on it, just to use the light to signal people. It reminds me of this, like back in the day when Light Fighter, the forum board. I remember reading on there, they were talking about an agency somewhere in Texas, and I can't really vividly recall which one they was talking about, but it was like when they were first getting weapon-mounted lights. And this is like early 2000s, too, mind you. A guy said that he had seen a fellow officer using his Glock and his old school. I don't even know what the model of the Surefire would be. It was well before X200 and X300. I think it was like the Millennium. I can't remember. But was using his weapon-mounted light to do traffic control in a busy intersection. Yeah. It's an example of what not to do.
I believe they switched over to 2D here.
Okay, we crashed on 270. He's on 270 before 28.
270 before 28, he bailed out. 521 if you're still on my air. Right before.
And 270, he didn't bail out. He got ejected and he's down on the road. Start fire rescue force.
Yeah, my units are on 2D. They're taking care of it. Thank you. 521.
Turn the sirens off.
And this. Pieces of a handgun and ammunition were recovered on the roadway. Pieces of a handgun. They didn't recover the whole thing. Like, damn. I mean, I don't think a Dodge Charger is that devastating. I wish they would have provided photographs of that just to see what that looked like. Pieces of a handgun were recovered. Oh, man. So yeah, he's doing CPR on this guy. They got the blur box over him, so you can't see what kind of injuries he has. But the dude was ejected from a vehicle traveling at interstate speeds and then was run over by a police car. You could have the best trauma surgeons in the world instantaneously teleport right there. Hell, do you want even better? Teleport him to the best trauma center in the world, and there's probably not a damn thing they're going to be able to do for that guy. Some injuries are just unsurvivable. When it comes to very traumatic injuries like that, I think it should be to the person's discretion to withhold medical care, because it's just a waste of time at that point. Your CPR 80 first aid classes, they do recognize that there are some situations where you can opt not to do anything. Those are cases of obvious death, like decapitation, signs of decomp, signs of rigor mortis or like liver mortis, or the scene becomes unsafe. Those are pretty standard things with those kind of classes. When it comes to EMS professionals, not only do they have that from their CPR, AED, first aid training curriculum from like American Heart or Red Cross, they also have a medical director that they fall under. And the medical director is a physician, someone who's signing off on them operating as paramedics and EMTs and doing the things that they do. Those medical directors can make it policy that the medics can choose not to provide care in cases of trauma like that. So there's some like car accidents where responders get to the scene of a car wreck, and it doesn't have to be like a super serious car wreck either. It could just be like a car that's hit a wall or hit a tree or hit another vehicle. It's not like torn to pieces or nothing, but there's been a car wreck. They get to it, person inside has no pulse. There are some places where they can choose not to provide care, because the chances of survival are like pretty much none. I think there's like a 1% chance, something like that. It's so low that they recognize it's not likely to bring them back, so they don't even try. Other places they don't do that. Other places they will work a person and then go through their process of pronouncing. I think that's a good, acceptable practice to be able to follow. Unfortunately, it's something that only EMS, under that direction of a medical director, can kind of really follow. Police don't fall under the guidance of a medical director. They just have to fall back on their CPR, AED, first aid training from either American Heart or like American Red Cross, something like that. And inside those curriculums, they specify when you can withhold care or opt not to do care. And those were, like I said, decapitation and obvious signs of death. A scenario like this, where a person has been ejected from a vehicle and ran over, to me, that is an obvious sign of death. To other people, they may say, well, he had a chance to live. No, not really. It's just not going to happen. But they have to follow their level of training, and that's a very, very basic level of training. And of course, they don't fall under the direction of a medical director, so they're still having to provide care. So they're providing CPR, they're doing their thing until EMS gets there to take over, and then from there, I don't know what their EMS there does. I would imagine their EMS would probably hook them up to the leads and then be like, yep, he's 10-7, and then call it from there. Or wait for the coroner to get there to have the coroner make the pronouncement. I don't know anything else about this video. I don't know who the person is. Don't even know their name or anything like that. Haven't even searched them. I just saw this video after doing one video. I was going to leave it at that other video, but I saw this one kind of sitting right there, and I thought, I'll just kind of watch it and see what goes on. And then I saw some of the stuff that I saw going on and thought, I got to do this one before I go to bed. So not much else to talk about with this video. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.